Hello and welcome back to Slurpathon 2024 Day 3. We are live with TUNIC Randomizer. We did fulfill those incentive goals for the true ending of TUNIC and for the hero wearing a cape. Our remaining incentives are a bid war for TUNIC colors and cape colors of the player character in TUNIC. Right now we have the TUNIC color. This is set to Mega Man Blue at $5, and the cape color is set to pink at $5. At any time during this run, you can donate to have that color changed live. And your donations are going to a great cause of extra life. Our funds being raised are going to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals for the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation. We are at the cusp of 2,900. I very much believe that we can make it there and to 3,000 by the end of the night. And here with us today to play TUNIC is Seraphin.
Hi everyone. So yeah, TUNIC Randomizer has been a thing that I've played quite a lot of in the last year or so that it's been out, and have had a wonderful time with it. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta run this. This is gonna be great. Chris is joining me today to do extra commentary and to keep track of my tracker, so that way I don't have to stop and do it. So
I am here for emotional support.
And before I get started, I want to talk about a couple of accessibility options that I will be using this run, namely no fail and no stamina restrictions. I've never been a huge fan of the combat for this game, but I am a massive fan of its puzzles. And so no fail just makes it so I have infinite health, which is actually something I will abuse during this run. And no stamina restrictions makes it so way I don't have to use stamina for like attacking, dodging, that kind of thing, and for a bigger thing that will come in much later in the game. The color options, again, can be changed pretty much anytime. They're just right here, so whenever you guys are ready, I can change those. And some people might be wondering why I'm not going to clear the seed and generate a new one, just so we know it's a brand new seed. Some people might be wondering why I'm not allowing the fox to be changed, and we'll find that out in just a moment. So we're going to go ahead and go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
So there's a lot to talk about in this right off the bat. The first thing I want to talk about is Holy Crosscodes. Chris, tell us about those while I get us the cape real quick.
Sure. So massive spoilers if you haven't played this game. There's some knowledge of things you could do at the very beginning of the game, but you're not told about it because the manual was in pieces and in a different language. But the Holy Cross is your D-pad. So just knowing the codes and stuff that are found inside of the thing and how to read certain places to get certain codes can give you access to various things as well as reveal certain chests, like there. Another hidden ability is Prayer, which is what he's using to go and teleport into this. He just simply holds down the action button to do so.
That immediate hexagon.
If you play Kingdom Hearts 2, that's essentially a proof.
One piece down. So you want to talk about what the normal goal of this is outside of what's going to be our true goal? I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, there are two endings to this game. Ending A is the typical one that is random, what people will go for in randomizers and archipelago runs. But it's simply receiving 3 of the Questigons in order to release a prison, and having a weapon to be able to fight the final boss. You guys redeemed ending B.
Thank you for your guys' donations for the true ending, which is going to require me to find 28 pages of a manual, which is an absolute delightful thing. We'll have a talk about the manual later. But those will allow me to get the true ending for the game. So that's going to extend the time that this is going to take, and also the amount of game you're going to see. We're going to have a lot of fun here. Fun things about Holy Crosscodes is that you can do them while moving, as long as you don't mess them up. It is difficult to do one hand. If you want to stop and let me do it, thank you, game. It's difficult to like reach your right hand across over the analog stick on your left hand to do them. I'm not perfect at doing them, but you can do both at the same time. So basically, starting this run out, I'm going to run around the world and just start collecting a lot of chests that are just freestanding everywhere to find everything that I can. Primary thing I'm looking for currently is a weapon. 2 sword upgrades would be nice because then I actually get to have a sword.
Normally, the game only has access to a stick and a sword, but there's a progressive sword option in the randomizer that will not only let you start with the stick and then go to the sword, but there are 2 more swords you can unlock after that aren't typically in the game for collecting.
Yeah, they are actually in the game. They're just not ones you normally get to use.
Mm.
We're gonna run over here. We're gonna run right in between these 2 goblins, grab this chest, and bail before they realize what happened. And then we're gonna have a whole bunch of them chasing after me.
You're getting mugged, kid.
There's a turret that's gonna pop up here, and if I can grab the chest first, I can move out of the way and have it kill some of the goblins. And a big thing is I do not want to get hit while running, because that will actually just knock me on my butt. So you will see me just stop and start walking occasionally. So this right here is going to be the first initial example of why I just use no-fail mode. Because these little guys are really annoying. And right now I don't really have any way to kill them except using this goblin to hit them and have them blow up. While they're blowing up, I'll grab this chest hidden behind a waterfall. We're going to grab this chest and we're going to do a roll off of that because it lets me get just a little bit farther, a little bit faster. That's 200 money, that's great. There are a couple items in the shop I will probably need to buy, and there's going to be a variety of upgrades. In fact, I'm going to grab some now because I'm here. So I can just use these at any time I'm at one of the save points. These are extra little treasures that give individual bonuses. There's like 12 of them, I think, in the game. We're going to just trudge our way through water. We're going to have this goblin kill this slime, so it blows up and kills the goblin, and we don't have to worry about them chasing us. I'm going to flip myself off that ledge, which I don't know if it's actually a clip or not. You can't normally just walk off that ledge, but you can roll off of it. No idea, but it's a thing. I'm going to pause and wait here and let this turret kill these 2. They don't chase me. Because before I anger 5 more of them, I want to grab this chest. Which is the lantern, that's awesome. Not what I was expecting to get. We're going to anger 2 of these, and we're going to run out here. This is the example of when I'm going to just stop running. I get these tentacles to kill them and blow them up. Okay, miss. That's cool. There we go. So it should be noted, like the reason I bother to get them killed and stuff is because I can't open a chest while I'm being hit. It will interrupt the opening animation. And so it's a little bit of a, that's of like, how quickly can I open a chest? Can I get the chest? And we're just gonna ignore these goblins. Can't kill them anyways. We're gonna go back to where all the slimes are, because there is a hidden secret over here, which can be seen once you have the lantern in the game normally. Or you can just come up here if you know it. Because just because it's dark doesn't mean it can stop you. You're going to completely ignore that turret. That's the example of what happens when you get hit when you're running. In this room, there is a secret wall that we're going to open, and while that's opening, we're going to grab this chest. Big thing in this is just, as often as possible, doing 2 things at once. So, the chest, if wall has to take time to open, grab another chest that's nearby. Chest has to spawn, grab another chest that's nearby. Is that the second questagon?
Thank goodness you were redeemed for ending B, or you'd already be done with this.
Yeah, no kidding. Like
2 proofs, need 1 more.
There we go. Because like that, in a normal run, that would have been basically 2/3 done already. Which is way too fast. Grab this little bit of money because I'll have shop items to get. This is probably the loudest sound in the game, so I don't know how loud it's going to come out, but hopefully not too loud. I do need to wait a second because if that track doesn't light up pink, the power is not going through and it resets the room. So I'd have to do that again. And this does open up a wall over here for 1 more item. It's the easy escape out of this area, short of having to backtrack, is through here. And if I can do this right, there's a trick where I can just kind of walk over here, flip roll, grab this, and get it before anything actually hits me. And I actually got it first try.
Nice.
And just out we go. Sometimes they'll just be a huge pain and just stop you from getting it constant. I have on occasion spent upwards of like 10 minutes trying to do it. We're here, so I guess we're going this way. I would normally put this off for a while, because you really need the lantern to go through here. Lanternless is not in my logic. I could get into more detail on what my logic settings are, but there are so many randomizer settings that change so many different things that we'd be here all day. We're just gonna hit those skulls, which is going to open this, move this coffin, and I'll open that pit there. And the tricky part is gonna be getting this chest, because nothing's gonna want to let me grab it. Fine. It's just a normal chest, so it's not too big of a deal.
It is worth noting that the chest colors will reflect the contents that are inside, so seeing the chest colors is a little bit of a tell as to what will be there and if it's worth picking up.
They'll also just change to reflect whatever they actually are. Like, that one, it's a money chest. Pages will be freestanding as pages. Could be it.
Questigons are like colored, are usually, aren't they?
Yeah, Requestigons are colored, and our big movement item that we'll talk about later whenever it comes up, it's also a specialty color. The statues shoot, so we can just kind of sneak behind them. We're going to use this one, actually, to use this guy to distract that one so I can grab this chest. And also, speaking of the hero's laurel.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so hey Trank, you're around. That bid war we were talking about earlier can now be opened. So the hero's laurels are the big movement item of the game. And they let you dash instead of having to like dodge roll and run. They also have their own color and dash color, so that's the new bid war. If you want to change the color of the laurel and the dash color, you can put in for it.
I love how you just like kind of pushed slightly against that one turret to turn it, since
Yeah.
you didn't have anything to handle it. That's great.
I had to turn it out of the way so I could get the chest.
Oh, I'm taking notes.
So now we're gonna zoom because I forgot a chest though. We're gonna zoom because this is the reason I use infinite stamina, because normally dashing like this would take a nice little chunk of stamina, but with infinite, we're just gone. Now it's a test of how well can I accurately dash. These are the hero tombs. You would see them as you go throughout the game, and you would come back later to check through them to get some individual pieces. I need nothing from any of these. There is a coin on one. I shouldn't need anything from. So yeah, you would come back there to reclaim your powers normally in Tron, but that's also just not a thing in random. There is actually no day-night thing like there was in vanilla. It's actually just kind of removed, because it's mostly just unneeded. There is ways around everything. Our first shop visit. Do I have any piggy banks? I do, but only the one. Goodbye, piggy bank. I will grab this card, because Inverted Ash lets us change our potions from health potions into mana potions, and that will actually come in useful later on in the game, hopefully.
Right, and that is 3 customizable costume bid incentives that we currently have open for Tunic. Any of them is available for the low price of $5 or $6 to take control of. Just type !donate to get that link and send us some money with a note saying what color you want your particular part of the costume to be.
But in case nobody put 2 and 2 together, the reason you don't get to change the fox color is because it's me. I'm the fox. Technically only half fox, but I mean, close enough. There is an item down there I forgot to grab because I took a different way around, but I'll come back around to grab that. And I'm being very careful not to save anywhere because I do want my save on the overworld for actually a particular reason.
Just slowly rotating.
Yeah. I'm never gonna get this because these little guys are gonna stop me coming. Okay. So there is a spot nearby that I go to grab an item. I'm ignoring that chest to go in this cave because when I go in this cave, it's gonna reset everything back out there. I don't have to worry. Those guys won't be able to follow me.
Is that your first fairy?
I do. I don't know, you're keeping track.
There's a lot of things in this game.
There is, and I'm doing them very fast too.
Yeah,
I
Laurel.
don't think you need to keep track of number of berries or anything, just the fact that I do have them.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, there's the prayer page. So if you have ability randomize or ability shuffle on, you have to get the page that corresponds with the ability in order to use the ability. The blue trail there on the ground is the Holy Cross code that I just put in, which unlocks that chest. With all these enemies here, I'm gonna set them and then grab the chest while they're looking. Get it quick though.
It opened and slammed right back down.
It did. I need them to be up here. One of them ran off. He then swipe at me up there. I dash instead of being on the spot for it.
The one guy would slash the bushes for you. I gave you a little more room to work with.
Yeah, if they'll go through. Sometimes they will, and sometimes they'll just immediately turn back anyways.
Oh, he bit the bush. That I guess
That
that
works.
works too.
Okay. Go up here. This would be, this is the normal kind of method of like getting around. That's why the big one can't get through. There we go.
Nice.
That's kind of the normal method that is in logic, is to have enemies slash down bushes for you prior to getting so. It is. Using that little shortcut back, we're gonna grab this chest and we're gonna grab this chest up here. Coming up is the first boss fight of the game, which we're not going to see because I'm just going to skip out of this room entirely. The laurels are really good, so goodbye, boss, that we never even got to see. I unfortunately don't have anything to be able to hit the bell here. Something we're going to have to come back to. Oh, that's fine. To catch this bridge, we're going to jump across these couple of gaps, grab this item right here, which is Potion Shard, and collecting 3 of those gives me another flask. You want to let me out from down there? That's where I'm at. Here we go. Windmill Secret. Windmill Secret is the notches in the windmill. There's also a chest just plainly hiding right there.
You'll see the camera like move a little bit at times. He's able to hold down the lock-on button, which will tilt the camera a specific way, but there's not any free movement of the camera. Secrets like to play around that.
Yeah. There are a lot of hidden things in right there. There's a chest.
Yeah. Okay.
You just want to hand me everything. Did I get the house key? Because I wasn't paying attention. I did not.
No. You have a key, but you don't have the house one.
Okay, well I have the key for the key. There's a few items in here. We're just gonna walk in this empty store and into the back room and rob what's left. Pages.
Nice piano rendition of the song back here.
Also on the pause menu, on the item menu, I can actually check to see like if I have all the items in the area, my total number of items, pages, berries, all kind of thing. So that's all built into the randomizer, which is fantastic. Right here, there's a green trail going along the wall of like moss, which is another Holy Cross code. I messed it up.
Yeah.
Also, I like the fact that the arrows change their angle.
Yeah.
Because it's just weird, but it's neat to see.
When the camera angle changes.
Magic
Oh,
orb,
yeah.
okay.
You're getting a lot of starting things.
Okay.
Another
Oh, it did
gold
let me
coin.
get the door.
Now.
It was counting for the fountain, but let me get the door. Nope, it's...
Oh.
So this is similar to one of these that I did earlier. With some flowers on the ground. Where there's a number... There's so many of these in different spots here that determine what number order I have to hit. Vintage. Behind these trees is the game's actual color picking room. This room does let you just kind of walk behind them to change your fox in tunic colors. And it's something they just made a direct option for the randomizer. I'm gonna go a little bit off the route I would actually want. That one was a flop. Gotta go a little bit out of my way for a second to get this gate, just so I don't have to worry about getting... I'm gonna grab this item. You're gonna head down towards the beach now. Grab a couple item checks on the way. As you can see, the laurels just kind of give you access to everything once you get them. That's another example of just how holy crosscodes are just built in everywhere. This one, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's 11. Okay, I always get that mixed up. This one is actually a secret in the book. How to get that one. Speaking of the manual, we have a couple manual pages. I'm gonna show that off real quick. This game has an actual manual that you have to assemble and put together, and the manual actually kind of tells you how to play the game, and has a map and everything. Actually keeps track of where you are and tells you how everything is. But it's all in a language called TUNIC. So, Chris, you want to tell people about your adventure on trying to unriddle that mess?
And how it failed.
Yeah.
It's not the twist you would expect for the language itself. I was trying to see if I could decipher it partway into my run, with the limited information I was given. One, I didn't have all the pieces, and two, my brain didn't click for how it was actually working.
Yeah, it is an actual language. You can learn to read it. It is not easy. That's pretty much the most of what I can say.
Activating these
didn't
power
actually go down
sources,
here,
like
did I?
move power sources into other areas and open things like doors and whatnot. Which is why I'll go through and occasionally use those.
The other one was. Another example of just doing stuff while other stuff is happening. That door takes a moment to open, so we're gonna come down here. This glowing fairy wall is a specific set of directions, but it's rotating them. It's hard to even determine where it starts, let alone how to actually do it.
Following it along while it's rotating is way harder than it looks. I was confident I had it, and oof.
You very much did not, if I remember.
The Death Stone is not actually in the vanilla games. That's kind of a randomizer exclusive item. That's the one, if I recall, sends you back to the overworld, right?
Yes, that returns you to the first save point that I made there very early on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth noting, I suppose, that this big area that he's in currently is the overworld, and the area that was to our kind of west is the West Garden.
There's a random chest right up in here. There's a walkway right
Yeah.
here that just kind of goes between the street for whatever reason.
Yeah, at least we have a stick now.
Probably won't actually use the stick as much as you think I would. Tincture's great. That's a damage upgrade card.
Finally learned how to navigate this room when you don't have any tools to work with and can take damage. It is rough.
We should talk about cards real quick, I guess.
Someone had posted it in the Discord. Might have your slots wrong, did you? 4?
But
How many slots did you have?
for cards, 3.
Yep, I missed one. Professional.
You want to talk about cards and what they do?
Sure. You could always refer to the manual to figuring out what the cards do, but they don't tell you everything in a language you understand. But card slots are how many cards, of course, you can have, and then each card has they're like equipables that just kind of give you like an ability or like a modification of some form. Like one will increase like your parry window timing.
The two in
One will put
particular
you
that
down
I
to
put
1
on
health.
are Tincture, which gives you increased damage at the cost of less defense, if I remember right.
I think so.
I don't remember because the downside doesn't matter
I
to me
have them-
in Randomizer.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have them pulled up here.
and Inverted Ash, as I mentioned earlier, as you'll notice in the upper right, my potions turned from red to blue.
Yeah, Tincture is attack is increased, but defense is decreased.
There is a couple other ones that I'll want to keep my eye out for that are useful. Louder Echo is not one of them.
Louder Echo only applies if he dies. So,
And die near enemies with that.
and then one of the cards picked up earlier was Lucky Cup, which was like a heart icon. That one just allows a 15% chance for a health drop from an enemy, which also doesn't matter here. But man, that's what I'm always looking for. When you have like no flasks to work with.
Alright, this is a shortcut here. That's not the... So yeah, there's an extra way into Westgard, because you need extra ways in... There are multiple ways to get into almost every area of this. Actually, this would be a good time to show what the dot stone does. It just kind of goes whoop.
How'd that go again?
Back here at the main part of the game. Cool.
This kind of-
I haven't gotten this wall yet. I already have fireworks on. The gun!
It's all fun and games until he pulls out the Glock.
Yeah.
So
Now
this
we have a
entire
gun.
time he's had a magic gauge from his dagger he had picked up, but since he's never used the magical ability, that gauge hasn't appeared yet. The gun will also use magic, so eventually you'll see a blue bar pop up, and that'll be why.
The gun is incredibly strong, has a huge hitbox, and uses a ton of magic. Which is why Inverted Ash is kind of big. Because it just it's free extra shots. A notable thing about using magic in this game is that any amount of magic can allow you to use a magic spell. See, right now there's a 3 on my gun in the upper right. So I have 3 uses of it for the amount of magic that I do currently have. But that's also for the entire magic bar, which I'm going to just get it out here so we can see the magic bar. So there you go. You can see that it's in notches, and that's how much magic I have. If I had like a quarter of magic bar, one of the individual notches, I would still be able to actually use magic ability, and it would just use up what little I have. That's the way you figure out this Holy Cross code, is by actually translating TUNIC, and determining north, south, east, and west. That's the third hexagon. Okay, so right now, if we weren't doing true ending, we would be ending the game, ending the run.
Which is funny considering you've only been inside of 2 levels.
Yeah, I would be
don't know this one,
going.
that's for sure.
I would be going up against the last boss, the boss of the game, with a stick, which is not great.
Your attack stat is 3. You don't have a hero relic attack.
Stick's still not great. Actually, I'm gonna go out of thing. Where did I?
What?
You can
what-
get onto
huh?
this little island here on the right. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Well, can you get? There you go. I was like, can you get out?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Here's
I'm
a
gonna
little
grab
peek
this
into
one.
an
This
area.
one you actually access from a different map, but I'm gonna grab it now just so I don't have to come back to this map. So yeah, now we've got all the questigons already, and that's the biggest thing for the game. So now we're just in a run to find the rest of the pages of the manual for the true ending. How many coins do we
And
have?
you know,
7?
have something other than a stick.
That actually doesn't matter for true ending.
You know what? It's true.
Yeah. So the wishing well gives you items at 3, 6, 10, and 15 coins turned in. So I just turned in 6 since I have them.
I had miscounted the coins terribly.
We're gonna grab that and this, and then we're gonna balance. We will probably end up being back here a bit later, but I don't want to do anything here at the moment because I have some overworld stuff I want to finish clearing out. Well, it's on my. Got grapple too. Jeez, I can get that check. This run, by the way, is absolutely insane. This is the complete opposite of that Metroid Fusion run me and Chris had earlier. Look,
Yeah, this is
and
nice.
there's the scavenger mask. That'll let us go into an area later and without me destroying everyone's eyes.
The scavenger mask is the one card that's required for progression. Well, not technically required, but
It is not technically
the
required.
game intends you to have
Yeah.
it.
There is an area later
Oh.
where it will make a difference for you guys. I typically do maskless because health doesn't really matter to me when I'm running. But I don't think any of you want to see the screen just covered in pink and making staticky noise. So,
For context, there are areas in the game and attacks that can reduce your max stats, and that's what that mask lets you prevent.
and we'll get to that later, but yeah, we're just I didn't enable maskless to save all of you from that horror. I guess I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, we have our basic sword finally.
We're
We
gonna
did it.
I'm gonna backwards my way into the temple so we don't have to actually bother with getting the bells.
I just did that my last Tunic run. I didn't know that was a thing that you could actually open the door from behind.
I'm not even gonna open
And
the
then
door.
Dagger strap. And dagger strap lets you cast your magic dagger much quicker. Magic dagger being that blue dagger that you picked up much earlier in the run. It also uses magic and can freeze enemies in front of you.
This right here is kind of the whole point of the game. The main focus of the game is getting the 3 questigons, doing this, and then doing what would be the end sequence. And then you get through that, and it pulls a Hollow Knight on you, and it's like, well, you're the thing now. Go find the rest of the pages of the manual. But I figure we're here. These have to be turned in sooner or later anyways, so might as well just get them turned in now, and then that way whenever we have the pages, we don't have to actually go to anywhere specific. We just have to go to one of the big yellow warp tiles, and that'll let us go to the end sequence.
Highly recommend Terra. It's a great game.
We are absolutely blazing through this game. If you want to get the colors of the costume changed, now would be a good time to do so. Just type !donate and you can submit a donation.
We've got 20 pages to go before we are done. So there's still a little bit of time, but we're probably going to hit my estimate for non-true ending was 2 hours. Which would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
the early Laurel start is insane. That helps dramatically.
Yeah. Like, if I had gotten Laurel's first item, the run would have been cut down to an hour and a half instantly. Oop. This is going to be the longest Holy Code input or Holy Cross input in the game. I actually need silence for this one. Oh, first get nervous when I'm doing that one because it's like 50 inputs long.
Yeah, if your finger slips or you just didn't do it fast enough.
I mess up one time anywhere and then I have to do the whole thing over.
I thought you had to have all the pages to open this. Does the randomizer change
Nope. That you don't even have to have the pages in vanilla.
Interesting.
It's just another Holy Cross code as long as you know it. The thing is you would normally need to have all the pages to find out what it is. Because the way you find that one out is by very small sections of the code being hidden on almost every manual page. Like,
yeah, not all of them, but
yeah,
most.
That's like 70% of the manual pages.
It's insane. You have to go and get these small, tiny codes, and then in the order that one of the pages tells you, you have to assemble them there. And it was fun to do that one on stream. It hides the codes. It doesn't just tell you. And then you have to arrange it, and you have to line it up properly.
In vanilla, the reward is a page. I believe it's the back page in the manual.
It's the front page, I think.
Yeah, front cover.
Yeah, it's front cover.
With a little dev message on the
Front
table.
cover is a back cover if you're just reading it backwards.
I mean, they are technically attached, but that's not the... Alright, I think that's pretty much all of Overworld. 4 items left on Overworld. Trying to think of what's the real quick. Yeah, okay. We're gonna start diving into areas then. So West Garden is normally one of the, let's say, second, third area you would go to. But we had access there already, so I went and did. This area is where you would normally come first.
This is where you get your sword normally.
I don't have the wand. There's going to be one check here that I won't be able to, unless I do happen to find the wand.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I will need to make another stop back by the shop. There was one thing there which I believe was a fairy chest.
I think so, yeah.
I'm going to take a quick diversion here. Because there is actually an item hidden in this area. Which is a fun one, because this is one I don't get how you would have actually found without just really messing around.
Yeah, I saw that on the tracker. I was like, what? Atafi asks, what's your favorite area in vanilla or randomizer?
My favorite area? Oh, that's a good one.
Mine's Lower Ziggurat.
Lower Ziggurat's really cool. I don't think I've ever really thought about it. Like, if I had to just wing it and give you an answer, I'd probably say the library.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like just winging it and give you an answer. That's probably the best thing I can come up with. Just the library. And that's all. That's mostly just because I'm a fan of gigantic libraries like that. Want to grab the spider? Grab that. Unfortunately, there's no accessibility option for unlimited MP because that would just be, you know, a little bit.
Getting
Well,
you
you to your doom. Well, you do your doom. Well, you do your doom. You to the. In you go. Into the pile.
I hope y'all can swim.
This monument. You want to talk about this monument real quick?
Pieces. I don't know exactly what you want me to say about it. I guess there are pieces of this monument scattered across levels, and you have to like get the pieces and try and assemble this giant code from those to be able to do it in front of it.
Pretty much that. That's exactly what I was looking for you to say.
Okay, I was afraid you were gonna have like some secret lore. Or...
Nope. I just
Something
wanted
I
you to
didn't
explain
know.
how that worked while I was putting in the thing for it, because it's a longer one. Because that monument is, if you would put all the pieces that are broken around the game together, it's actually very big.
How many pieces are there? Is it like 4?
6, I believe.
Because there's 2 separate monuments, right? Or is it all just that one? I can't
It's
remember.
all that one. Every broken piece of the monument you see around is all part of that one monument.
I did not do that one vanilla.
Yeah, that one's one of. I think that's one of the fairies.
Interesting.
Here. Just hidden back here behind these bushes.
Yeah, if I might interject, this game is all about piecing lots of things together.
Little by little, constantly. Like, just 1,000 times over, piecing little things together. And eventually things just start to click. Like, the first time you learn about a holy code, you go, oh, I get this. And then you start seeing them in a few places. And, yeah, sorry, one. And then you start seeing them in a few places, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, that's really cool. And then you just realize that you start seeing them everywhere. Because they really are literally just everywhere. That one chest there is a hidden chest that I think is actually mentioned on the back page of the manual. But it's like briefly mentioned, and it's... I don't know how you would have ever found out that it was there, to be entirely honest. It contains one piece of money. That's it. That's a part of my demand.
Soundtrack's fantastic, by the way. Recommend. Can't just go in hand back there. So Zanuck, what's your favorite level?
I think it's the one. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it's the one on the north end of the East Forest. I forget what it's called.
Oh, the fortress?
Yeah, the fortress.
Yeah, the fortress is every area in this game is great. Like,
Yeah,
that's all there is to it. Every area is great. Pick one. It doesn't matter. They're all good.
maybe the cathedral's pretty neat too.
Rude.
Library itself is also really nice.
This is, I think, normally what you would run into as the first kind of boss, but if you just kind of walk around the edge of the room here, you just walk over and grab the switch. And just
I hated seeing that, knowing that I've gone here in randomizer.
Just
trying
walk
to
up
make
here.
it both away.
how you doing? See you later. He looked at me and everything.
Brief nod, carry on.
I don't get paid enough for this.
So this is how you'd get around to getting the first of the 2 bells. We saw the other bell way on the west side of the map after I finished West Garden. And this one is through here. And opening both of these would have been what lets you get into the church area where you use the Questigons. I'm not going to ring that because it's unnecessary and it's very loud.
It is a bell.
And I'm just going to save everyone's ears. Actually, we can take this and we'll shortcut and we'll go do the fortress actually since we are here. Chris, how many pages are we up to?
If I am counting correctly, I have to pull up the scene here. We're at 12.
You're counted wrong. We're at 13.
I will add that now.
I don't know if this one actually needs to be open, but I'm gonna anyways, just to be on the safe side.
Why'd you ask me if you were just gonna check?
I wanted to make sure you were keeping accurate track.
I was close.
You were very close, but not quite. So,
There's a lot to keep track of.
there is a lot to keep track of, and I'm also getting to everything really, really quickly.
I'm also in charge of converting the colors that you guys vote for and can go towards on incentives. In case you guys wanted to see a particular color or customization on the VODs.
Remember, always check behind the waterfall in every game ever because there's always something behind the wall.
It's the second waterfall this run.
How many waterfalls are there?
In this game, I believe there's 5, and 4 of them have stuff behind them.
Hey, we're halfway through the pages.
I believe this room has an item. One of these, this room has a shortcut that I actually care about. This room has a slime.
A harmless slime.
Yep, got that.
If you make it the frog's domain, there was a request to make sure you don't let any of the small baby squids die.
I make no promises. Sometimes the frogs just want to kill them. I'm gonna let these guys actually attack me. The reason being is that they can set me on fire, which I can turn around and set them on fire. Which just makes clearing out this room way faster. I make no promises
spiders,
about
you
the
start
baby
doing
slime
fire.
because baby slimes do what they want to do.
Yeah, that one spot that's by that one save where you go down and there's that single frog and the whole room full of the baby slimes. That one's the rough one.
Yeah, you might get to see a room of the baby slimes just explode. And I can't promise anything on that. RNG is RNG.
That particularly is, yeah.
Once again, make sure that the pink line gets lit up, because I had definitely come up here more than once and not had the ability to do anything about it. Nope, that's not right. So this one, it goes by the number of candles on the different spots. Oh, it's right. Just triggering it. 2, 3, 5, 6. There it goes. You can trigger that one up from up there if you are on the edge. Something being just close enough. And setting these guys on fire is just way faster than trying to kill them because they like to dodge and they're annoying.
But you get that sword finally.
Maybe we should open another incentive for save or kill the baby slimes.
Again, can't do anything about it. It's literally RNG. Like, sometimes I'll walk down there and nothing will even notice me. Sometimes I'll walk down there and a lizard from across the room will detect me and then just hit one for no reason. Oh, no, it's on me. Go back for that then. There should be a breakable wall here. Being on fire counts as taking tick damage, which can do things like knock you over if you're running. Fun fact is the way you put yourself out is how you would expect to put yourself out if you were on fire. You stop, drop, and roll. Dodge rolling actually makes you get put out faster.
Problem is you're not dodge rolling.
Dashing, I guess, counts as dodge rolling in some sense, the word. Not gonna bother to open that shortcut upstairs because it doesn't matter. Have this one item. This room here that I'm in, lower end, at the other. That's a weird glitch here on this part of the room where you cannot dash out of this room. It happens both here and on the lower layer. It's the only thing in the game that does it. I have literally no idea why.
Seems I was trying to warp you over to like past the load zone. I don't know if maybe it has something to do with that.
I have no clue. It's the only screen in the game that does it. The other end of that room has a secret that you can only get once you have the laurel. Which is, I've done 1 or 2 other things that you could only do once you have the laurels. So there are actually reasons to go back out and look around the game outside of just finding other pages once you do have them. Because they are a very late game. Yeah, well, I messed that up. Fine. Across the little steps there, and there's this room, which has 3 ore piles, which gets you this item. Which is normally how you get the broom, which I think I actually got the broom later. That's the page that would have given me Ice Bolt if I was playing Ability Shuffle, which I'm not. 2 pages. Awesome.
You're getting a lot of pages here.
Yeah, look, this is again, can't dodge, can't dash in there. You have to run it. Yeah, no, this is a very good run. Ridiculous good.
There's still quite a few levels left for those that haven't played the game. There's like the swamp and then the cathedral after. There's an entire quarry and the ziggurat stuff by that.
Yeah, still got those to go.
Ruined Atoll with the library.
Speaking of Ruined Atoll, it's probably where I'm heading next. I could go do the swamp, but I kind of don't want to.
Swamp's kind of rough.
Chances are I'm probably going to have to go everywhere to some extent, get at least a page.
For about 3 randos in a row, my shield's been at quarry. Now it's just a running joke.
Most of mine, I don't even see the shield. Grab that ferry. That's 10 ferries. Remind me next time I'm on the overworld to go check the ferries.
Okay. I absolutely was not counting fairies. But hey, 10's the important number.
You just kind of stand back here. Like, the little guys will just kind of get scared and not really come at you. The big guy just won't come at you. Same thing for, like, right here. I don't know why.
They
Don't do it.
Look at you.
Aw, you jerk.
Aww.
Well,
called them
now
out. I
you
mean,
all
they
have
to do something.
to burn for your sins. You're supposed to do something about the magic guy. I think you can come to him from the room on the right. But again, if you just stand here, he'll just look at you and just not do it.
Yeah, it's a room to your left.
Just hide.
You'd like bait him to warp over and then try and rush up there before he teleports away again.
Oh, I didn't pick that up. I thought I did. What is on the boss? I can see what's on this boss usually, which is a piggy bank. So I'm not fighting that boss. That boss is out for this run, which is great because it's just a time sink.
No giant lasers for you.
So we're just gonna go right from here to Ruined Atoll. We
I always
got
forget that's when it's unlocked.
everything we need to do. This would generally be like the third area of the game that you'd get to, and what would end up getting you... That's not the... What would it end up being what would get you to getting the grapple hook? Lets you start kind of getting around.
Yeah, the laurels are very late game.
Yeah, the laurels you would get in the last area. Hey, look, it's the shield.
Shield!
The laurels you would get in the absolute last area of the game. Grab this. I'm gonna duck over here and into the entrance for Frog's Domain and then up back out so I can get the obelisk that's here. I really wanted to actually just duck in here to despawn on the enemies so they can't hit me while I'm trying to activate it.
Fortunately, that's a long load zone.
Yeah. Couple items I'm gonna grab. One item that I'm gonna grab before I go in Frog's Domain, which is a sword upgrade,
hey.
which is fantastic. Could not have asked for anything else. So this sword is used by a boss from the library, actually, which we'll be seeing after I get done with stuff in Atoll. And they just kind of converted it to being an item. That's not what I wanted.
Tries to grapple to the grapple hook, blows up the grapple hook.
Yeah, they just made it so that the boss's sword was the sword you can use because they're like, well, it's there in the game. Might as well.
I noticed that in my most recent run. I was like, wait a second, that's that sword.
Yep,
When I
and
was
then
fighting
there's one other sword a bit later in the game that we can also get.
Yeah.
The Frog's Domain is a bunch of frogs. I don't know what else to say about it. That's it. Frogs. Frogs that are like assassins, I guess?
Frog assassins with hooks for tongues, which is the grapple hook.
Yeah, that sounds smart. Remind me how I have 2 attack upgrades to do. Actually, I'll just do them now because there's a save point right here.
Hey, you have 2 attack upgrades to do.
Yep. Really?
I was saying, how far can you go before they disable your attack upgrade?
When did I get the torch?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing you get it.
Alright, well, I have the torch as well. The torch kind of works in the same sense of the dot stone. The difference is the dot stone always takes you back to the specific spot on the overworld, and the torch takes you back to your last statue that you saved at. I think that's right. It's either that or it's the reverse of that. One of the two.
I think you got that right. If anyone's played a PS2 Castlevania, it's like the memorial ticket.
Yeah, and they're both randomizer, and very useful. Like, this room right here is where you would normally find one of the where you'd find out one of the quest guns are missing. It's already stolen. And if you didn't have the cape, that's where you would find out the code for the cape. But
you're right next to the dreaded room.
Yeah. So again, I have no control over what happens in this room.
Oh no! Okay,
Okay, they survived.
They survived.
Yeah, I have no control over what happens in that room. Sometimes they'll just all die. The only reason I'm still grabbing money is because upgrades for stats get really expensive. You're intended to grapple to this because you can grapple these, and once they're dead, they're just grapple points. And that does it for Rock's domain. That's literally the whole thing. Let's see. We have the rest of Ruined Atoll. This is also why you would have seen all these hooks on the way down. Because it's just, like, tutorial-ish, I guess, to be like, hey, you can grab these. And then they're used, like, in 6 spots throughout the game, and then that's it. Grapple hooks really underused, what I'm saying.
I guess kinda. Overworld has a few different spots.
We can skip having to use a key to unlock this house by just dashing up onto the ledge. What am I at on page count? That's gotta be getting up there.
Well, answer. You'll just.
I'm taking your word for it now, Chris.
Well, I might actually be off, but I see 19.
19, okay. We've got about 9 more pages to go.
Maybe.
Oh, I actually got the clip around the tree. That's actually really difficult to do, and I almost never actually get it to work.
So it was a brief moment there where the screen flared up a little bit pink. That was actually what we were referring to earlier about the Scavenger mask and what will happen if you don't have it on.
And yeah,
it's very brief, so it didn't have a lasting effect.
You'll see a bit more of that later on in the game in a couple of places. I should actually just put the mask on now. Opening that
Can't
chest.
confirm the 19 pages.
I'm never gonna wear this mask for the rest of the game. The thing with that pink goo, whatever it is that it actually reduces your maximum health until you make a save. The birds that are flying around right now, you'll notice that they have pink eyes. Them hitting you will do the same effect.
Are there more stats in Rando than in Vanilla?
These guys blowing up will also do the same effect. No, there are extra stat points in Rando because they made it so all of the treasure items, which I have 6 currently, the ones that are... That is what you would be seeing through the entirety of the quarry if I didn't have the mask.
1 HP.
Yeah. You can see that like those blowing up just drop my max HP to nothing. They made it so that all of the treasure items each give you an individual stat point. Which, on that note, I should note that I meant to mention this like way sooner. I'm sorry. The creator for this rando was Silent Destroyer, he originally made this, and then later on they brought it to Archipelago, and Scipio helped him quite a lot with setting this up.
Oh, Scipio was in chat earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you see Scipio in chat, because I know he saw my post over on the Archipelago Discord earlier about it. Say hello, because he helped make this. There's been a lot of quality of life stuff that he helped do. It's been fantastic. I really enjoyed it. The downside to having a bigger sword is that this sword can bounce, like the other sword, can bounce off of metallic objects, but its swing is bigger. So if you can hit behind you and bounce off of stuff, and it's annoying sometimes.
You have the magic one now, so ice bolt's an option.
Yeah, I'll have to make a trip back to the forest at some point, maybe for that one item. Keep throwing fireworks into using my grapple.
This is also one of my favorite levels lore-wise because of the introduction to the goo.
I missed one item here. I'm not actually sure what it is.
I think this is also the level that it hints at.
I don't have one of the statues active?
It's like a real brief moment.
Oh, I didn't activate the
right one.
I went around the right one and didn't activate it. So the one item I'm missing is going to be the one at it.
Giant enemy crab.
Wait. You let me around? No.
Rude.
Thank you. Thought I went up here and activated it, but I guess I did not. No, I went up here, I grabbed the chest, and then I grabbed the other chest. I didn't actually activate the thing. Go me. Yeah. So I did grab the chest, so I'm not actually sure where the other one is that I didn't grab. Oh well, I'll worry about it later. Yeah. Once you have all those activated, you can activate the... I prayed at this thing like 4 or 5 times before I realized, what if I open it and then stand in it? Sure enough, it was the teleporter. Which gets you way up into the sky and into this unknown place that is a very big library. This is another one of the holy crosscodes that just kind of stares you in the face until you learn that they're a thing, because it's on the rug. And it's repeated in 4 different directions. So, regardless of which one you actually enter, any of the 4 of them will unlock the chest.
Alright, back to work.
And yeah, that's the only thing down here, along with, that is one of the heroes' graves. So this is a place you would have to revisit. The boss for this area is unfortunately not one I can really skip, because I can't see what he has, so I unfortunately have to fight this one. Grab this treasure, which is defense, which doesn't matter, we grab some money. The big reason that I'm kind of grabbing things that I don't necessarily need to grab is because if I have to go checking back through things later on, it's easy enough to go to a place, just tap L1, look at this area, and know that I have 3 more treasures to get in this area, which is this one and the 2 there.
20 pages.
So if I have to go digging back for stuff later, then I can just go, okay, well, I know it's not going to be here because I have all the area. But the orange peril ring.
That was the orange peril
ring,
yes.
Is awesome because that's getting put on. So the orange peril ring, not showing in my inventory. Also, how did I put laurels on the right slot? I didn't realize you could even do that.
Oh, I think I remember seeing something about that, because there's I think if you use it when it's on a slot, it will actually take off your laurels.
Oh.
I think you have to have a dodge for like something with ladder stuff. I don't know much about it. I just saw something about it on the channel thread, so something new they're supposed to be adding in. Anyway, the orange power ring is kind of huge. If you are at low health, you gain more attack power.
Yeah, for whatever reason though, it's not showing in my inventory despite the fact I got it.
Oh, that's
Get Rex Librarian.
Well. I think it was the second card in your inventory.
Okay, I was just overlooking it then. Yeah, it was. That actually would have helped a little bit in that fight because I got my health drained down to a max of 1 earlier on. Then
is that
the
actually
orange
how-
fail ring triggers right now, so that's huge.
I kind of assumed it was based off of your percentage of health, so I didn't think you'd be able to use it.
Nope, it is based on the amount of health.
Oh.
And I know my tunic colors are looking a little different right now. It is actually just the lighting in this area, so don't freak out. So normally from here, go to the area I'm gonna go to anyways, which would be the quarry. Because you would get grapple, and grapple lets you actually go into the quarry to do... That's not the quarry warp I wanted. The quarry lets you actually... the grapple lets you actually get into the lower part of the quarry. This one. No, that's gonna be... Fortress, yeah, okay. I mix it my warps. I haven't tested the warps in a while. One more
I know
warp
these are
down to
usually
put us
locked,
back in
so
the
I-
overworld.
I'm not very familiar with them myself.
That spot in the middle,
Prayer.
that glowing spot in the middle is the end of the game. So whenever we've got all the pages, all we have to do is go to that spot, and we can finish out the run. Just jump past him to get this chest. We said we're at 20, so we've got 8 more to
Yeah.
go. And they could seriously be anywhere.
Quarry is an interesting area in that you get access to it pretty early in the game, but it is very, it tells you in multiple ways that it's not really an area you want to be at yet.
Yeah.
I
Then the
tried to
developers
convince them
decided,
to do
let's
it.
add a trophy for having you go all the way into the very back of the quarry and pick up an item from there before you pick up your stick. And that's a really fun little achievement. But you can see there's this obelisk that's kind of internally on fire, and that one's just also kind of like on fire and stuff. If you're basically anywhere in this area, like I said, the screen would be going very pink, and you would be just having your health very rapidly drained until you have a maximum.
Also, that last power tower thingamajiggy that he just used with prayer, it was kind of hard to see it real quick in the back, but there was a giant, massive door that was down on the lower ground level, and that was starting to open. So we'll probably see that down here later.
Yeah, and there's these guys shooting at you. There's dudes with swords. You want to throw artwork at me and save me one? Thank you. The trick
Oh, I
on,
found that
on
figure.
these is anywhere in the game you see these like triangle of flowers, there's a breakable wall. They are marked in like 4 or 5 places throughout the game. They're another one of those things that like you wouldn't know about it until you do it, and then once you do it, you know about it forever.
Ooh, that's huge. Usually.
That would make a difference for the end of the
Usually.
game if I wasn't doing true ending.
Yeah.
But also, it wouldn't make a difference in the end of the game anyway, because of how randomizer works. What am I being shot off of? That doesn't usually happen.
Well, that's actually, I think, from your, from the easier air fight setting, or whatever that's inside of the thingamajig.
That might be.
Whenever I run it, it leaves me in ghostly form. I guess to kind of explain that a little bit, there's a sequence that happens in the middle of the game, but the basic gist of what we're talking about is you'll notice that at times he's in like a ghostly state. If he's in a ghostly state, he doesn't get to use any of his stat bonuses that he's had unless he has the hero relic related to that stat. So him picking up the hero relic attack just now means that if he's in his ghostly form, he's able to actually use these attack stats. And not stuck with the tiniest.
That's kind of the big thing when you're going through the game, to just, like, the first time, and probably getting the bad ending, is to just go around to the heroes' graves, which you saw I went into one, it takes you up that, like, spiral staircase. And that gets you one of the relics. And so there's one of those in each area. So you're supposed to go back to every area after getting the laurels to get all of the hero relics to go actually fight the area, which we're not going to do in this run. And I'll talk more on that later. Okay. I think I need to heal. I think it's the low health that's causing me to get knocked off. You let me on the ladder.
Yeah, so it sounds like one of the good things about the easy air setting is that it lets you breathe a little easier.
You actually get to use the stat bonuses you have without needing the hero relics, yeah.
But I mean, because it's the easy air setting.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm dropping out of the call, you'll have fun.
More puns for me.
Right?
Gravison would love you if they're around. They love the puns. Right here is where you would normally get the scavenger mask. You have to come through all that madness in the quarry to get here to get it. I came up and got that item earlier from going off the side from the mountain path, just because it saves me the little bit of time of having to walk up that staircase. Big spiral staircases like that are really, really difficult to actually dash up. Like this. Trying to dash down this just half the time puts you over there, and in order for me to run, I have to first dash, and yeah, you get the point. Once again, always something behind the waterfall. But that one's kind of in front of it. There's a hidden set of flowers here.
I can't believe how many of these I missed.
Another point of the game just having secrets everywhere is there's a door right here that takes you all the way down to the bottom area. Surprise. Have that. Cool. Muffling Bell is a good one. As soon as I get another card slot, I'll put that on. Muffling Bell makes it so that way you just don't get detected by enemies from your...
Yay, stealth.
Yeah. Go way back over here through all the fog to get that chest. This chest right here has the item you would need to get to before getting a stick in a new file for a trophy. And yeah, that one's fun. That involves having already played the game and knowing how to do some particular codes from the book. For example, anywhere in the game you can just do this one, which just gets you a firebomb. One singular firebomb.
And it's a single use. You can't use that code again.
And you're just like, what could you possibly do with a single firebomb? Well, turns out you can use that to burn down some bushes that are normally there in the vanilla game. To get actually out into the world without having to get a stick or a sword or anything to cut them down.
Title page.
Yeah, and you can do that, and you can from there get all the way up to the mountain path, go around the side of the mountain path, and get here. Hello, sword upgrade.
Whoa. Max sword.
Well,
I've never actually seen that in my rando runs. Good grief, can you stop getting pages? We're not going to see the level I want to see. I think you're 3 away. Quarry just has all of them.
I mean, we're 3 pages away.
I think so.
That's amazing. This has been an absolutely amazing run.
Your route has been very much lining up with what the logic wanted. Welcome to Ziggurat. Lore.
I mean, the logic wanted me to finish this like 45 minutes ago.
This is the top part.
Yeah, Chris, you want to talk about this place? Because this place exists.
The next level would be a good spot, I guess, to start talking about a bit more.
Okay. So this is buried under that quarry. Or in the quarry. I don't know how you
I guess.
that. But yeah. There's some stuff going on here. I need to go to this first. There's some stuff going on here. And we'll get into that a little more flourish kind of in a few minutes. Assuming I don't just find the 3 pages right off the rip.
Like the Questigons, you know. I cannot believe how fast he found all 3 of those.
I can't either.
Well, that thing's alive.
Oh yeah. They blow up and they're fighting robots.
Now the phase 2, yeah.
Just destroy, jeez.
Yeah, that damage is insane.
I have like what, 6 on my
Yeah, I think you're at 6.
actual attack. I've got the level 4 sword. Yeah, I'd probably do actually have just third attack power at the moment.
I get lost on this every time.
Not even that difficult. You just go in circles.
You just go in circles. Well, that's what I do. Trust me. Repeatedly.
It's
So
not
I
even
get
that
back to
hard.
the spot
You
I
just,
just was.
just go in circles for a couple minutes and eventually you'll make it to the door. There's a chest right here that is kind of hard to see.
Ah, the bone card. Doubles invincibility time during your dodge rolls. I don't know if that works for Laurels.
I have no idea either. And
So hi,
these
buddy.
these are a thing you would have probably seen playing through the vanilla game. But yeah.
Don't really have
Would-
to fight any of them. You just kind of see them.
This next
first
hallway I would normally just dash down because it's way faster and it's just a long hallway. But we are very much ahead of schedule. So I'm gonna take a walk down this hallway because Chris, you want to talk about it?
So there's like an ancient civilization, I guess, that was here before with these guys. This gets kind of interesting, especially here in a moment, I guess. Big lore dump if you plan on playing the game. This game's story is pretty much shown by not cutscenes or anything, just kind of shown as you're going through the game. Then you kind of go down here and realize that, oh, yeah, all those things I've been activating, they're, those guys. And every time you activate one, you'll notice that it drops MP orbs, which is a common loot drop for when an enemy dies.
It also kind of
That's
makes sense
lovely.
why they just kind of screech when you activate.
Yeah, if you stay in that hallway, sometimes they'll screech when they're getting imprisoned. It's, it gets really dark, really freaking fast. You do not expect it. It's a huge 180 on the run. Also, these enemies are terrifying. They will deplete your stats upon contact.
Yeah,
Your
they're
max
another
stats.
enemy that just drop your health because they are literally whatever lives in this pink goo.
If you don't really know what the pink goo is, I guess.
Never really. Like this game very much doesn't ever tell you anything. It expects you to just learn and know and figure it out. So like the lore in this game, I have no idea what actually is going on in this game ever. I have no idea what the lore of this game is.
There's a little bit of talk of things inside of the manual translated, but it doesn't really give you much. It does a lot of it just by show and tell, basically.
The manual is very much what you expect. It is a manual and it is just a manual.
Yeah.
25 out of 28, so yeah, we are still definitely on track. You definitely still have accurate count.
You can see them being shipped off to different places.
Yeah, all you really learn over the course of this game about this goo is that it's not good for you.
And
And then there's this.
yeah,
No answers.
no
Just
answers,
questions.
just questions. That is, I didn't get. Did I get out in time? I didn't. So I guess
What
we're
is
fighting
all
this
that
boss.
power needed
I don't
for?
even need to fight this boss. We are done here, so I'm just gonna dot stone out.
You could do it in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
Hi, scavenger. Bye, scavenger.
It's just an ice bomb, and I don't need the ice bomb. So yeah,
Fair.
Dotstone takes you back to the last one you saved at, and Port should take me back to the overworld.
Ah, so what's backwards?
So I think I had them backwards when
Yeah.
before the other way, I did get the old house.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
10
use that
fairies.
real quick. Yes, we have
You want
10
me to
fairies
remind
we
you?
can go do, and then we'll probably head for the graveyard after.
I also want to remind you about your the well. I think you have 2 more sets of coins. I can't remember how many you turned in.
I turned in 6,
Oh,
so
you
I
only
can
have
turn
one
in
more
the
set
4. I messed it up. It dropped an input.
Actually, that one's 4. That depends if I counted right then.
I have 6 coins, so yeah, it should be fine. The little flag there in the upper right has the Holy Cross code there. You might have noticed in some places I did double taps, and that is because on any place that actually has the code written out, if there is a line through it, then it wants you to tap twice, or tap an extra time. It's kind of just like a stopping kind of thing. Back in the fairy well, and gets us. I didn't even look at what this was. Yeah, the defense upgrade. And 20 would be the other item.
That's not a pages chest, is it?
I don't remember.
Can
No,
pages be in silver?
pages would be in the regulars. So it's silver. I think are the treasures. Because gold are fairies. Graveyard's gonna be the last place we can collect up a lot of checks before I have to go back and start picking at lots of little individual. We're gonna hope that the 3 pages are here, because if they are, then we're just done. Otherwise, we have to go nitpicking for any particular little thing. This is a spot to be careful when you're dashing around, because I have fallen into the middle of that thing and through the map more times than I can count. Just from
Nice.
just from trying to rapid dash through there. There's a chest in this tower that the game would never tell you about, because why would it? There is a shop up here that I think is actually only open during.
This area sucks without combat and random. Good guys spawn as you reload from the checkpoint nearby.
So 2 more coins would get me the last one here. I'm gonna go around this gate, and I'm gonna kind of do a lot of this backwards. There's a chest here from taking the golden skulls and putting them into this hole right here. I'm going to ignore that for the time being, because it's just a huge pain, and it takes forever to do.
That ended up being an important movement ability for Jack and Daxter on one of recent multi-worlds, so I had to do that for the first time. And the tracker told me that it was like a golf reference, so I figured it out, and it took freaking ever. I never want to do it again. I should have given you the code for hugging the lure. Shown that.
We can walk through this wall to get this chest, which you can see here. There's 1 page.
Oh, hey.
1 down, 2 to go.
Assuming my count was accurate.
Your count was accurate. I did check it while we were back in the garage.
Nice.
Very 17.
Is that all of your hero relics?
Maybe?
Dang. I mentioned before that the hero relics give you your stats all accessible from being in ghost form, but if you actually get all 6 hero relics, you don't have a ghost
Oh,
form.
there's both the other coins. Let's go back to the well. And I think there are actually 2 extra coins in the loot pool that just aren't needed. Yep, it caps out at 15. 15 was just net. There is... or left. There is a hidden chest over there. There we go, it wasn't around the corner. There's a lot of enemies on me, which is going to make this hard to get. I'm going to have to get going. This is a graveyard, and what graveyard would be complete without ghosts and skeletons and this guy for whatever reason?
Cloaked sniper, gold revolver guys. I don't know.
Ghost gunslinger.
They're rude. That's all I'm saying. When you don't have a shield and you don't have a method to fight them, yikes.
Yeah, then that's the time when you actually start using some items like lures, firecrackers, and even then, they're not great to do.
Yeah.
Stage number 2.
Oh. Man, you might not have to get to the gauntlet. That's right.
I mean, I'm hoping there's not one in the because, as you would expect, it's a gauntlet and it takes a while. Come on. Which one of you has the page? Just give it up.
Chat,
Now,
what
normally
difficult
when
check do you think it will be on?
I don't know.
The golden skulls, or
I'm hoping it's not the golden skulls. Normally in the game is daytime. I guess that's the way you put it. That's what it is. It's normally daytime, and when you turn into one of the ghosts and look like this, and can see them normally, it becomes nighttime in the whole world. That's kind of how you get in and out of where they are. This is.
I can't see your inputs on this one.
No, because it goes from it. And normally you'd have to go in this place and do a whole thing, and then turn it to day and come back, do a whole thing, and it's a back and forth kind of deal. And they added a Holy Cross code right here to where if you do it outside the door, you can open the door from the outside to get the chest.
Oh.
Because that, much like that big blue bridge you saw earlier, those only show up when it's night. And so there would normally be a big bridge there, so you could come through there, open the door, and then go back, make it day, and go back and forth and back and forth. It's a whole thing. Yeah, there is literally no reason in Randomizer to make it night. That's another one of them doors that go down, and then this is the door that would take you along the path to get to where that chest is.
The cyan peril ring is opposite of the orange peril ring, and then when your health is low, your defense increases.
Except that really doesn't matter most of the time, I think, because like in this game, if you're practically dead, you're probably just going to die if you get hit anyway.
Yeah, I never use it. Higher defense doesn't really particularly interest me if I'm near death.
These birds are the ones that drain your health. There's a hidden wall there, chest here, there's a chest hidden. Glass Cannon is a cool card. It makes it so you only have 1 health. Hey, there's our last page. We are out of here.
Go mode.
Glass Cannon makes it so you only have 1 health. You are permanently in the state where you will just die if you get touched. But it sets your sword on fire. So you could set everything else on fire. It's pretty cool. And for me, when you have infinite health, it really doesn't matter. You can't hit certain things with it though. Like you can't hit machines, you can't hit ghosts. You just swipe through them.
The final boss is immune to it, it seems.
So, there's a neat trick here. Normally, you could come into this fight. You would go in here normally once, just when you're ready. And you would talk to the air, and it plays this little cutscene. Oh, it just straight completes now, apparently.
Time.
Yeah, that's time, apparently. It used to, you have to come in here and then do a thing, and then do it a second time.
That's normally right where the final boss would begin.
Yeah.
But ending B.
But if you have all the pages, it turns out that the best thing you can do is to share. Sharing is caring, as they say. And since I can only assume we actually have the time, I guess we can watch the ending here, because it's a very debatable ending on what it actually means. Also, if you look in the text up at the top for the different areas, there are letters that are lit up, and those are a holy cross code. Because it's only L's, U's, N's, and R's that are lit up. Or L-U-D and R.
Huh.
So if anybody wants to play the game and figure out what that actually does in Randomizer, feel free. But presumably that's your dad or mom. I don't know. It's hard to... It's not explained.
Yeah, the original ending, you would go and turn in those 3 Questigons, which releases the color prison off of that guy. And then you would go over and you would defeat them, but then you would take their spot. You get imprisoned.
Yeah.
And the cycle begins anew. But
And when the credits play, there's nobody in any of these scenes. It's just a little cutscene of each of these areas. But when you get the true ending, you get the happy ending. You and your presumably parent just kind of go about and hang out in a bunch of different areas. Oh, can I hide the stats? There we go. Just jamming out in the house. Making snow angels on the mountain.
really pleasant time.
Yeah, like you get a pleasant, happy ending, and that was Tunic.
All right, excellent job. Thanks for playing Tunic and showing us all of its various secrets and crazy tricks to get items.
That was...
Congratulations on the amazing luck as well.
Yeah, for anyone who didn't see that, that was 91% of everything in the game. So, like, if I would have expected the non-true ending to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 to 70%, because that's pretty average, and then true ending usually ends up being like 90 to 95%.
With the way yours started, though, your ending A would have been like 40.
Yeah, that would have been like 20% at most. And it would have been a 20-minute fight, because that's literally how long it takes if you have to fight boss with the stick. I think, actually, if it's okay, since we're like a half hour ahead, I can actually go do the fight real quick, I believe, by going in there and not doing the talk, if we have the time for me to do that. Probably take me but maybe 5 minutes.
Can you deny the talk?
Do what?
Can you deny the talk? I think it's automatic now.
If you just swing, you don't talk.
Oh, you can just start the fight by swinging.
Yeah.
Don't give any time. I always activate the fight by talking. I could have gotten an early hit?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Read through the credits real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna run there because we're an hour ahead of estimate. I am getting the green light to go for it. Cool.
Nice. The final boss in this game is quite difficult.
Oh yeah. So, with the normal game, you get New Game Plus. So that is the thing. Yeah, if you just hit the air, you can start the fight.
Screw sharing, it's mine.
And you'll notice who's got the sword that we picked up now.
Yeah, the title screen's on. Your damage is insane.
Yeah, I know, right? And I think, yeah, my damage is at like 8.
Second phase.
Yeah, and then I spent so long getting just the first phase done, and I was like, there's a second phase? And I'm going to give it a mix. I actually want to show off a couple of the moves that it does in second phase.
Yeah,
this is also a fight where that's everywhere, and it doesn't matter if you have the mask. If you touch it, your health shrinks. So the The first fight that you do against the air, the death is guaranteed. It hits you
Oh, okay.
once, drops you to nothing, and then just hits you again and kills you. And then it's supposed to go through this whole sequence where it's dark out and you come back as the ghost, and then you can see like the phantom bridges, the ghost people around who can actually tell you some things. Fun fact, while you're just sitting here, if you have the laurels, you can dash a little bit.
I noticed that, yeah. I did that on the last run I did.
That big glowy spire that was up there was added for randomizer, and it just takes you straight back to the air. I kind of get why it's there, but I also kind of don't get why it's there, 'cause it's like right there. So, we'll do the bad ending real quick. But yeah, if you just start hitting the air, you just get free hits in.
Yeah. As a reminder, you're typically in ghost state and you don't have the hero relics. So the big difficulty in this fight is all those attack upgrades and health upgrades, defense, any of that stuff. It all is disabled until you can find the hero relics, which makes this fight much harder.
Also, I'm ridiculously strong.
You are. Yeah, normally phases take much longer than a few seconds. GG part 2.
Yeah.
Both endings.
And so this is the bad ending. So you get to see both since we had so much free time.
I'd hide the stats.
Oh yeah, I can hide the stats real quick. You used to not be able to, but I brought it up on the Discord. It's like, can you make it so you can hide the stats? Because I brought it up to Silent himself, because I've been talking to him since on and off since he like started making the randomizer, and I've helped him. I've thrown suggestions and helped with like one or two odds of ends of things. Nothing like terribly big or anything, but
I appreciate that. Hiding the stats is very nice.
yeah, that's what's like the whole point of getting the true ending is to be able to see the ending. So I was really happy that he did manage to make it so you could hide the stat, because he wasn't entirely sure that he would be able to.
And now we're locked behind the Questagons, stuck inside the color prison ourselves.
I like to call this them pulling a Hollow Knight, because this is the bad ending in Hollow.
Spoilers.
And I'm sure there's probably other games that did it before Hollow Knight, but Hollow Knight's the one that stood out to me at the time when I did it. And it's just like, oh, seriously? They pulled a Hollow Knight with this? That's how they're ending this game? And then you let it play through the credits of, where you're just here some very... Not kind of different. Yeah, there's just nobody there now. A very interesting kind of ending. And then after it scrolls through the credits, it gets back to the beginning tiles, and it's just like... I forget exactly what it says, but it's like, go find the other X amount of pages that you have missing and try again. And it's like, oh,
it's game over.
Yeah. Yeah, it literally tells you it's a game over. It literally says game over, go find the rest of the pages. But I have all the pages, so it probably won't tell me it's a game over. Actually, I know what it actually will tell me now that I think about it.
I've never seen ending A after getting ending B, yeah.
I've never seen, yeah. It's probably gonna just say game over, go try doing something else.
I think you can go through the credits quickly.
Yeah, if you hold the button down, you can scroll through the credits faster.
We must know, for science. Game
Yeah,
over.
so it literally... I thought it was hilarious that it literally says it's game over. Yeah, retry, missing zero pages. Return to seek another path. So, yeah, that was it. That was Tunic Randomizer and almost everything in Tunic.
Yep,
Great
and the
game
canonical
recommended.
true ending is to teach a friend about how to play the game.
Yeah, that's accurate.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to say to our audience before we cut?
It's been a blast being here this year. I did a lot more this year than I did last year. I was on like 3 runs on day 1. We hit the archipelago yesterday and 2 runs a day. So I look forward to doing probably that much stuff again next year. And just thank you guys for all the donations. It was It was really fun to go through this and do true ending, and I'm really glad that we did, because otherwise we probably would have ended this an hour ago.
Thank you, everybody, for doing all the runs that you've done. Huge thank you to everybody that's in the background making this stuff happen. I know that stuff's not easy. And thanks for having us.
Yeah, and for my part, this is the last one that I'm hosting as well. It was great to be here to talk to all of you. We are, as I will remind you, raising money for Extra Life for the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation. We are so close to that goal of $3,000. And we are going to take a break now. And then we'll come back to close out the marathon with Super Mario Odyssey by Dudney.